I'm sorry? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Whoa, 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 whoa!
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Close the kennel, ma'am. No, the clear one. Whoa, 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 whoa!
All right. Oh boy. So you all saw that. You all saw that. You saw the police officers standing right there. They didn't do anything. And the dog just attacked him. Or tried to attack him. Actually, the police officer said that he was bitten. This article surfaced today. I'm not sure if this video surfaced today. It surfaced yesterday. Already over 26,000 views. So it is going viral. Now, you can clearly see that the police officers, they didn't even move. So this is not predatory aggression where the dog attacks something or someone that's moving fast. They stood perfectly still. You all saw that. You also saw that even though the woman had the dog on the leash, she could not stop the dog from biting him. So this video footage, this was the police cam, the body cam. They just now got around to releasing the footage. So these Dog Nuttery videos, this video series, it's a journey into dogs attacking unprovoked, as always. And I probably should have named it. Named the series, Dogs Attacking Unprovoked. But I've already started it, and I'll just remind people throughout all the live streams about how each attack is unprovoked. Big shout out to everybody who's able to join me. I forgot in the most recent live stream also, big shout out to Anti-Mutt Nut. If I'm not mistaken, Anti-Mutt Nut has joined Twitter. Right? Be sure you follow her. Be sure you check out her channel. She creates content here on YouTube. Big shout out to Anti-Mutt Nut in the super chat. Been MIA. Yeah, it happens. It happens. I understand a lot of people, not just content creators, but people in general, they might need to take a break. I myself, I've done it several times. And that's fine. When and if you all come back, we'll be here waiting with open arms. Always willing to welcome an anti-mutt crusader. And big shout out to everybody. We hate dogs in the building. Addison, this is the 40th edition of Random Dog Nuttery. I feel so proud. I feel so proud and happy. Already 40 installments. Man, 100, here we come. We're coming. Mr. Payne, big shout out. Toxic Paw Print, Four-Legged Plague in the building. Julia, big shout out to you. Viking in the house. Kittens, I see you. Catherine, let's get into it. Now, this is a funny case. Funny case. Because it illustrates so many different things. You heard how dog lovers always say that violent, aggressive dogs were taught to be that way. Do y'all think this lady trained this dog to be violent and aggressive? Now, they emphasize this especially when the dog attacks unprovoked. When there's clearly nothing that provoked the dog and it attacks, that is when they put emphasis on the dog's history. Oh, it must have been abused by some mean, evil human being. Y'all believe this lady is that human being?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
No. This lady is the beta. The dog is the alpha. This lady is one of those dog lovers who raises dogs with love, never violence. Love, not violence. But it really doesn't matter. Dogs will be violent towards strangers regardless of whether or not the owner has established themselves as the alpha or not. It does not matter. And that's why dogs are dangerous, period. And it's not just bully breeds. This dog is not a bully breed. All of the excuses have run out. They've been debunked, and they get debunked over and over with each report and video of a dog attack. But yet, these so-called experts continue to regurgitate the same tired, debunked rhetoric. Oh, predatory aggression. You did something. You got too close to it while it was eating, while it was with its puppies. You were moving too fast. So what's the excuse here? The officers were standing too still. Keep in mind that you tell people to be still. If you want to avoid being attacked by a dog, you tell them don't move. This officer stood as still as a tree, didn't run. Dogs don't care if you run or if you stand there. These people give that advice as if they've seen several examples of dogs never attacking when the target stays still. You can follow that advice if you want to. Now that we see that not even that works, you can understand why so many cops shoot dogs. Cops, some of the biggest dog lovers in the world, shoot dogs. It's really an epidemic. Why? Because cops are required to be outside, to visit people's homes, to walk around society like a free human being. And that puts you at risk when you have dogs in the community. Oh, the sweet little lady. Did she train that dog? Is she an evil, wicked? Now, the experts, they want us to assume that. Get a load of these people. How inhumane is that? Expecting all of us to assume that every owner who has a violent, aggressive dog, they actually personally taught the dog to be an attack dog. That's ridiculous as well. And I don't think this lady is going to win this case. Right? So add that to the long list of videos and reports of dogs attacking unprovoked They always attack unprovoked. When I say always, I mean always. It is a complete myth. You know, these dog lovers, they like to make these articles truth, myth. You want to talk about a myth? That myth is that, oh, dogs never attack unprovoked. Ilana Reisner. Unless a dog is sick, it never attacks unprovoked. There's always something that provokes the attack. Tell your kids to learn how to behave. So on and so forth. Now, everything I go over here, for the most part, went down in the past 24 hours. 24 hours. Woman speaks after being attacked by pit bulls. Now, this may be an older story, but this is an update, and I want y'all to check this out.
A meter reader needed hours of surgery after she was attacked by pit bulls outside a home in Kosciuszko.
12 News' Brendan Rain spoke with the woman who says she didn't see the attack coming. We must warn you, some images in this story are graphic and may be disturbing to some viewers.
She didn't see it coming. They never do. They never see it coming. So what does that mean? There's no time to look for warning signs. Right? They always say, oh, dogs never attack out of the blue. If y'all Google that, you will literally find an article that says they never attack out of the blue. They always show warning signs. And ever since I've read that, I've been emphasizing that you don't have time to see no stupid warning signs. And even if you do, you're not going to have time to avoid the attack.
A violent attack while on the job.
Oh, I was a bloody mess.
Linda Sherelle Hodges was checking a meter at a home on Goodman Street in Kosciuszko on Monday when she says a large pit bull became aggressive and lunged at her.
When I read the meter, and then when I was on my way out the yard, it was one aggressive dog, and he started barking again. And I had my mace in my hand, and I sprayed him again. He just jumped on me. And I don't know if...
So the dog attacked her after she sprayed it with mace. So the mace was not effective. All these nutters who accuse cops of using, excessive force. Oh, you could have reached for your mace. You could have reached for a taser. When you're talking about a pit bull, that's very risky to depend on mace. I hate to have to do it, but I depend on bullets. I've seen how effective bullets are at neutralizing pit bulls. It's immediate. And that's what I want. Just like the attacks by pit bulls are quick, I want the neutralization of those pit bulls to be quick. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd love to pull out a baton and beat it. A mutt attacking me, especially a pit bull. If I know it'll be effective, absolutely. As a matter of fact, if I had a bat or a weapon, I see a pit bull latched on to someone's child, I would probably try first to walk up and bash its skull. A lot of people you see in these videos, they don't have that much strength. And when they swing an object at a pit bull, it's usually a weak, harmless strike. Mine won't be harmless. It will be deadly. But unfortunately, we've heard stories of people hitting pit bulls with bats, and the pit bulls not even responding.
If the weight of the dog knocked me on the ground or what, but I was on the ground, and one dog was on one side of me, and the other dog was on the other side, and the other dog was in the middle of me.
Hodges suffered multiple wounds across her face and body. She had to undergo surgery at UMMC Hospital to close the wounds.
They told me, you're a first. And they sewed this arm up, and then they sewed this arm up.
Her leg was also ripped open.
I was shook up and crying and everything.
The dog's owner, James Key Self Jr., was arrested and charged with aggravated assault.
There you go. There's your responsible dog owner. I'm telling y'all, look, man, I don't like to say this. I don't. But when you talk about pit bull owners, most of these people are lunatics. It's not just pit bull owners. But the more dangerous the dog, the more unstable the owner. That's usually the case. And I hate to say that, but I've noticed this pattern.
7 dogs were taken from the home by
7 dogs? Really? 7 dogs? How nasty and filthy is that? I've heard several stories from women who say they had to break up with some guy because he was too obsessed with his nasty dogs, letting them sleep in the bed and all this kind of nasty stuff, basically living like a dog themselves. And that's all it is. That's all dog ownership is. People who turn their home into a doghouse. Terrible.
Animal Patrol. Kosciuszko Mayor Tim Kyle says the attack was a violation of a citywide ordinance against violent dogs, especially since the dogs were not restrained.
Or any dog that shows aggressive behavior. It doesn't matter what the breed is. It doesn't matter if he's a poodle or what he is. If that dog shows aggressive behavior, he can be deemed a dangerous or a vicious dog.
Yeah.
Part of the ordinance is,
Here we go with this goofy law again. About how a dog needs to attack first in order to be deemed dangerous. Can you think of a dumber law? It's difficult. It's very difficult. Here you got creatures that attack thousands of people every day. Over 10,000 every day here in the United States. And they say, oh, well, we got to wait until they attack to deem them dangerous. Whereas all these toys that have been deemed dangerous were removed from the shelves, regardless of whether or not they were found to be defective. Many of these toys work just fine. But they say, no, we have to take it because it might malfunction in the future. And we have to put an end to selling these things because any of the new toys, they might malfunction and hurt someone. We're so concerned about child safety, so we have to clear the shelves. You cannot purchase these. Well, we're waiting on you to do that with dogs. Because this is a threat that's far worse than any dangerous toy that we've ever seen. Really is. Now, what is this? This surfaced today. Child recovering after being mauled by dog in Pickens County. Now, I think this is an update of that story we heard about in Alabama.
Topping the news tonight, a Pickens County child is recovering after being mauled by a dog this morning. WVUA 23's Chelsea Barton went to that scene in Aliceville today. She joins us now with all the details.
Aliceville Police Chief Tony Jones says the attack happened right here in this driveway as the child was preparing to get on the school bus.
Oh, yeah, you remember that. You remember the story. Preparing to get on the school bus. Do you think this was provoked? How many kids do you know provoke dogs on their way to school? Be honest, kids are too half asleep early in the morning to be motivated to tease a dog. This never happens. It never happens. This was another unprovoked attack. They're all unprovoked.
It is very, very heart-wrenching because it is someone's child, someone's nephew.
Several neighbors witnessed the attack. Investigators tell us one man shot.
And it makes us as adults, as communities, it makes us look so weak and dumb when we pretend to care about child safety only after the attacks happen. No preventative measures whatsoever. But then when there's an attack, we feel so horrible. Give us time to mourn. Feel so terrible. What a horrible situation. What an accident. Nothing changes. Attack happens again. The same rhetoric all over again. Because they will dare not even discuss removing dogs. They won't even discuss banning certain breeds. Bully breeds, the most violent, the most destructive, deadly breeds. They don't even want to talk about that. And they view it as a sin to ban bully breeds. So actions speak louder than words. The actions of the general public is that they fully support these types of attacks.
The dog in an attempt to keep the animal from attacking others.
He was attempting to pull the child away from the dog, and the dog was still trying to attack the child. That's when he took his firearm and put the dog down. I do feel that that was the best thing to do at that particular time.
Now, that's the best thing to do at any time. It's never a bad time to put down a pit bull. Now, I'm talking legally now. I'm not telling people to go out, look for pit bulls and shoot them. Don't break the law. I'm saying that this should happen. This should be carried out by governments. There's no excuse, especially at this point in time when these things launching more attacks than ever. It's an epidemic all to itself, and bully breeds are leading the way. So it's never a bad time. We need to put all of them down right now. They deserve it.
It is now on the investigation of this type incident to see whether there will be or will not be charges pressed.
And then this is embarrassing, further embarrassing. We stand around talking dumb. Oh, we're going to have an investigation, see if charges should be. We have the laws on the books, reckless endangerment laws. You know these things are dangerous. Be in possession of them. You should be persecuted. Man, how long is this going to take?
Against the owner of the dog at this time.
The little boy injured is Desi Prowell's step-grandson.
That's my family, you know what I'm saying?
He says the child is absolutely precious.
Good kid, you know what I'm saying? My son come out here, and they ride the little small four-wheeler from down the road up that road, you know what I'm saying? They good kids. They don't bother nobody.
Jones says his department had not had any complaints about this particular dog running loose in the area, but wants to remind Aliceville residents that there is a leash law in the city limits.
Okay, once again, no history of aggression. And just because it has no history of aggression does not mean it's not going to attack at some point in the future. Once again, debunked this idea. So they're all dangerous. They don't have to have attacked anyone in the past. They're all dangerous. Euthanize all of them.
Leash law in Aliceville is that if you own any type vicious dog, that you have to have your dog chained up or either on a chain also.
Oh, stop. These nutters, they know that. But the laws give them so much freedom, they can't help but to feel arrogant and entitled. You talk about leash laws, but you always show dogs on TV off leash, on ads off leash, movies off leash. Society don't promote dogs being on leashes. So why would people feel comfortable with their dog on a leash out in the real world? You encourage dogs running around off leash. Stop it.
That you would have a secure structure for the dog, and I'm quite sure that the child would have severe mental trauma due to this incident. So we're here. Our doors is open for any questions, any type conversation that the parents or relatives need to have in reference to this incident.
No, you're not ready for the conversation that I'll have with you. Because I'm going to be asking you why you're not pushing the lawmakers to make at least bully breeds illegal to own. Why you're not, and you and your partners, your police partners, why y'all not pressing the lawmakers to euthanize at least all bully breeds. There's no excuse for that. Now, I can't expect these people to be as anti-dog as I am, and some of us are, where we want all dogs banned, and that is what should happen. But you have no excuse for not exterminating bully breeds. Almost all of the horrible stories we hear, there's a bully breed involved. Their statistics are jaw-dropping. There's no excuse at this point. None. So yeah, you don't want to have any discussion. Not any old discussion. I don't think so. Man arrested for setting dog on neighbor. Here's an example of a man using his dog as a weapon. They are weapons with a brain of their own. Slap in the face to endangerment laws, where you say you're guilty of endangering a child because there was a weapon inside the home and there was a child inside the home. The dog is a weapon with a mind of its own that can snap at any moment. And when it does, you want to call that an accident. People can't respect laws like this. They don't respect people like this. We're not a respected country. That's why people have to speak out against this. How many of y'all seen this crazy story? This surfaced 2-3 hours ago. 3-4 hours ago. Look at how deceptive this is. 2 dogs have been shot in Parsons, Kansas, in separate incidents. Okay, 2 dogs shot. They gave a description of the suspect. I'm not going to repeat that because I don't know why he shot him. And they don't know why he shot him either. But look at how they dressed up this article. Witnesses heard at least 1 shot fired. Look at this. The victim dog was a 3-legged pit bull mix. And it was euthanized. Notice how they referred to it as an animal. They wasted no time. Police responded, conducted a grid search of the area. They found 1 guy, but they couldn't connect him to the dog attack. Now, they said due to the proximity of Garfield School to the shooting location, school administrators placed the school on lockdown, partial lockdown. The school told parents that exterior doors remained locked and manned by school personnel. No persons were allowed in or out for a 45-minute period. Now, why do y'all think they did that? Why do you think they did that? Because of a suspect who shot a dog? If somebody's running around, they shot a dog, why would they come inside of a school? They secured that school because these dogs were running wild through the community. Now, they don't say that in this article, But that is what it sounds like to me. If you notice, they don't give any description of how this happened. They just say, oh, the dogs were shot. Look at this. One officer and a K9 were deployed to assist to track the suspect. A track established that lead to an abandoned house, but they didn't find the suspect. Now they're asking residents for help. It's an ongoing investigation. The suspect, they say, is wanted for a felony charge of animal cruelty and discharging firearm in city limits. Look at this. A second attack on the dog occurred just before 7 a.m. and police responded. Huh? Look, in this attack, a pit bull was shot one time. The animal was taken by its owner to it was shot and the owner took it to a vet. How did it get shot? What were the circumstances surrounding this incident? They're hiding it. They're not revealing it. Why? It tells me the dogs were running around free willy-nilly. That's usually why people shoot pit bulls. But look at this article. Blah, no witnesses, blah, people ask for help, blah, blah, blah. Look, there's a $34,000 reward plus a separate $5,000 reward offered by PETA for information leading to the arrest. Look at this. Parsons Police Deputy Chief said, I am passionate about bringing these people to justice. The unlawful killing of animals in this city needs to stop. The two dogs yesterday were both pit bulls, and it can only be speculated that the shooter or shooters were targeting a specific breed. So this police officer got up there and said that whoever shot these dogs were just going around looking for pit bulls to shoot. Do you believe that? Do any of you believe that? When does that happen? Where does it happen? That's unbelievable. Had the nerve to get up there and say, without any information, just assumed that there's some evil human being out there with a gun and he's looking for pit bulls to shoot and kill because people hate pit bulls. As violent and bloodthirsty, unstable, dysfunctional as pit bulls are, you as a law enforcement officer had the nerve to get up there and say something like this, not knowing whether or not this person shot these dogs in self-defense or not. That is criminal. That's criminal. Deeming these people guilty and the dogs innocent before you even know anything. Yeah, why, even in self-defense, why would people turn themselves in when they know how the general public will deem them as guilty? You just wanted to see that pit bull in pain. Get out of here. It is very rare to find people like that who just kill because they want to see it in pain. Yeah, I hate dogs. Get out of here. This is horrible stuff right here. Letting you know how you're going to be treated if you defend yourself from an attack. They don't care. They're going to assume that the dog didn't attack you and that you did not shoot it in self-defense. Crazy stuff. Now, boy, brace yourself. Brace yourself, people. Elk Grove woman wants to save her dog from being euthanized.
New tonight, an Elk Grove woman is fighting to save her 1-year-old German Shepherd.
Yeah, she says animal control is planning to put him to sleep tomorrow, claiming she did not follow guidelines after the dog bit a man it saw as a threat. However, she claims she did follow those guidelines. ABC 10's Jay Kim is getting answers.
This is Zeus. He's a 1-year-old German Shepherd that lives in Elk Grove who's facing euthanization tomorrow.
My baby's like my son. I don't have kids. I don't have any husband. I have nobody.
He's played with both of my dogs. He's played with my daughter. He's very sweet. I just feel it's very unjust.
Okay.
But what led up to this?
Okay. I gotta stop that. I gotta bring that back. Now, what did she say?
Tomorrow.
My baby's like my son. I don't have kids. I don't have any husband. I have nobody.
Oh, Lord. No kids, no husband, and you got a fully grown, large male German Shepherd. Okay. Are you crying right now? Is that what this voice inflection is? Is she crying? This is the typical dog lover you see all over Instagram and Facebook. This is one of these dog lovers in the flesh. Do you feel like this woman is a hazard to public safety?
Who's facing euthanization tomorrow.
My baby's like my son. I don't have...
They always say that. The dog is like my son, my child. And that is so disrespectful, especially to the child victims of dog attacks. Children can't attack people. They literally can't, even if they try. These human children are the one truly harmless creatures on this earth. And y'all want to make dogs their equivalent? You decide for yourself. If these people are lunatics, I keep saying, I don't like to say it. The more dangerous the dog, the more mentally unstable the owner. We're allowing mentally ill people to own these things. Do y'all think she's training this dog to be evil and wicked? Oh, a dog will not just be mean and vicious unless it's trained to be that way. There's an evil human behind it. This woman raised this dog from a puppy. Didn't I tell y'all that the vicious dogs, the highly aggressive dogs, they're not owned by these young thugs? Did they try to put that narrative out? Oh, it's usually these thugs. You want to be a gangster and you got a dog and you train it to be vicious. That's a lie. This is coming from one of the very few people who keep up with dog attacks like a hawk. That's a lie. The owners are usually just like this woman right here. This woman to me don't seem like she could bust a grape. If I told her to slap me across the face, I highly doubt she'd do it correctly, even if she tried. So these dogs are in the possession of these beta personalities, and it makes them even more dangerous. Now, it may not make them more dangerous than the thug who owns them. But let me tell you, they are not less dangerous. If anything, they are just as dangerous as the dogs owned by the thugs. Stop it.
Kids. I don't have any husband. I have nobody.
He's played with both of my dogs. He's played with my daughter. He's very sweet.
The dog has played with your dogs, and the dog has played with your daughters. So that means that what? What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? And your point? That's pretty much the story with every dog that attacks. At some point in its life, it was playing with another dog or someone. Man, these people, they can't make an argument to save their life.
I feel it's very unjust.
But what led up to this? It all began back in May when owner Fariel Kabir came home with Zeus after spending time at a dog park. Kabir said when she opened her car door, Zeus lunged at a man who she claims was behind her SUV and bit him. She says the bite didn't...
Okay, she opened the door, the dog darted out and attacked someone. Unprovoked. They said the dog saw the man as a threat. Of course you're going to say that. You're going to say that anybody that a dog attacks, or the dog must have saw it as a threat. Well, because these deranged mutants view everyone as a threat, they should be banned. And if dogs were so good at understanding humans and our emotions, y'all remember I pointed out how they said that dogs, their sense of smell is so good that they can detect whether or not you're angry, happy, sad, or angry. Why can't these magical dogs smell when a person is not being a threat, is not threatening? Can't these dogs also smell when you're afraid? It's all nonsense. If they evolved alongside us for 50,000 years and they know us better than any other animal, why are they always attacking people who are not threats? It's rare that they actually attack someone who intended on attacking it or its owner. There's no debate here. These things are a safety hazard. We need to get serious. There's nothing cute or adorable. They should all be exterminated, especially all these large dogs. They should all be exterminated. They don't even deserve to live on this planet as a species. This is a tarnished, deranged, trash organism that needs to be removed from the planet. Stop acting like these things are a necessity, like we need them somehow. Get out of here.
Didn't puncture his skin and that it was a protective reaction. Kabir says in a testimony
it was a protective reaction. The dog jumped out the vehicle, ran towards him, someone who wasn't attacking it, in self-defense. And then they show this dog as a puppy playing with kids.
To animal control, the man said he was taking a walk and claimed he was bitten on both legs.
That mutt ain't even a puppy. They just wanted to show the dog alone with kids. Oh, let's just share a video of us endangering children. Yeah, that's a good idea.
She says she did not recognize him.
The gentleman said that he was bitten, but Zeus's teeth are big, but if he bit anyone, he doesn't do any harm to anyone.
Did y'all hear what she just said? Y'all see her kissing this large male dog in the mouth with her single behind that don't have no kids and no husband, but she's tongue kissing a male dog. Did y'all hear what she just said? Let's bring that back. Let's bring that back. Let's go slow.
The gentleman said that he was bitten, but Zeus's teeth are big, but...
Gentleman said he was bitten, but Zeus's teeth are big.
If he bit anyone, he doesn't do any harm to
But if he bit anyone, it doesn't do any harm.
anyone.
She said if the dog bites someone, she said the dog's teeth are big. It's a German Shepherd. She said the teeth are big, but if it bites someone, it can't do any damage. Does this sound like a woman who is mentally healthy to you? Like a woman who processes reality accurately? Does it really sound like I'm picking on dog lovers, calling them mentally unstable? Can't you see this pattern where the more dangerous the dog, the more unstable the owner? How dangerous the dog is really a reflection of how unstable the owner is.
Control officers responded and classified Zeus as a dangerous animal, according to Kabir, telling her she had 30.
And these the photos, videos you see all over social media. Look at the dog hair all over her covers. She's on her bed right now. This is a single woman with no kids, with a male German Shepherd. You do the math.
30 days to comply to a list
Connect those dots
of guidelines.
The first guideline was a dwelling, and then the second one was you have to have a sign saying dangerous dog.
What was the point in showing that photo right there? This is just the media trying their best to make the dog look friendly. Oh, please help us. It was an accident. It had a blackout. It thought the man was threatening. And continue to let this woman with her dog endanger the public.
Be aware of dogs, so I got the sign.
Kabir claims she followed all of the guidelines, which also included...
And this is stupid. They made her get a sign and say, beware of dog. That don't make nobody any safer. These stupid laws are pro-dog laws. They are as lenient as possible on dog owners.
And then the second one was you have to have a sign saying dangerous dog or be aware of dogs. So I got the sign.
Kabir claims she followed all of the guidelines, which also included another 8 weeks of obedience training, getting a license that classified Zeus as a dangerous dog, and buying a leash and a muzzle. But when animal control returned to do an inspection...
What was wrong with that dog right there? I'm guessing this was a video of the dog's sleep. That they're trying to show you to, help you to connect with the dog. That's all this is. But this looked like one of those Yulin mutts that has been barbecued, slow roasted over a fire. Nothing wrong with that. People got to eat.
A license that classified Zeus as a dangerous dog, and buying a leash and a muzzle. But when animal control returned to do an inspection, they informed Kabir that what they were looking...
They show a photo of the dog with a bow tie. They're trying hard. And again, this dog is on her bed.
...for was a kennel. Officers decided to...
there you go. Typical dog lover. Sometimes you wonder about the mentality of these people. You see their photos on social media. You wonder how they think. Well, she just gave you an example.
Take Zeus away.
All I could think about is them killing my dog. I haven't seen my dog since that, and I've been traumatized and crying every day and night.
This woman has been crying for a long time right here in front of this camera. And I've yet to see a tear. I don't see any tears. Now, maybe this is a thing. People can cry without tears coming out, but it's noteworthy. It's noteworthy. Why not just say, you know what, this dog is dangerous. I've never abused it, never seen it act aggressively, and it should be euthanized for public safety. I'll just have to get a new dog. I don't want anyone else to be hurt or traumatized. I don't want this to happen. Why can't these dog lovers just do that? They always have to act out and play the victim. Always have to act like the dog is the victim. Show no concern about the person attacked or any of the future attack victims if they're allowed to keep that. It's all about, let me keep my dog. Oh, it's my son. And you nutters, you wonder why. You wonder how you've created a group like us who calling out your utter insanity. Are y'all really oblivious to how you gave? But she got dog hair all on her clothes right now. No kids, no boyfriend, no husband. I wonder why.
I'm crying every day and night.
In the process of impounding Zeus, she says he got scared and nipped one of the officers out of fear.
Okay, y'all hear that? In the process, let me rewind it.
He got scared and nipped.
Wait.
I'm killing my dog. I haven't seen my dog since that, and I've been traumatized and crying every day and night.
In the
she's traumatized because her dog attacked somebody. Oh, I can't believe this. Don't kill it. What? Why? Oh, man. Make it stop.
I'm crying every day and night.
In the process of impounding Zeus, she says he got scared and nipped one of the officers out of fear.
In the process of impounding this mutt, it bit one of the officers, and the media outlet took it upon themselves to say that the dog bit them out of fear. Can't make this up. And then immediately after, they once again show the dog alone with what?
Now Kabir is claiming that Zeus...
These people, in their sick obsession with kids, this has to be called out. This is part of their way of trying to warm your heart and get you to, oh, save our killer. Just like this thing attacked some adults, it could attack these kids. And then incredible, they want to try to save their dog, and the way they do it is to flaunt how they endanger kids.
He got scared and nipped one of the officers out of fear. Now Kabir is claiming that Zeus could be euthanized as early as tomorrow. She says she has proof all the guidelines were completed and even testified in front of Elk Grove City.
Oh my goodness, why? This is what I'm saying. It's not even necessary. Bringing these mutants around kids, and then they want to flaunt it. Here, look what I did.
Council, additionally filing a lawsuit. The city of Elk Grove told ABC 10, to protect the public welfare and safety, the law provides that a dangerous animal must be humanely euthanized if the owner fails to timely comply with the...
Stop. Dangerous animal must be humanely euthanized. Why don't you ever humanely euthanize any other animal? How come every so-called animal you euthanize is a dog? Why is it always a dog? And why don't y'all ever point that out? Here's a reason why. Yet another reason. This article surfaced just a few hours ago. Like a bloody battlefield, sheep killed in dog attack. Okay? Dog killed, what is it? What does it say? Out of a mob of 60 sheep, 3 were killed, 5 more have had to be put down, and 5 or 6 suffered superficial cuts. As always, now I'm pointing this out, I'm sharing this article to illustrate the fact that these are the only animals on this, so-called animals on this earth, that kill just to kill. They kill for sport. They attack for sport. They're not hungry. They're not doing it in self-defense. They're not trying to fight off another animal who has entered their territory and they're protecting their young. This is what other natural animals do. This is why other natural animals fight. Dogs kill for sport. That is unnatural. That's unnatural to this universe. Dogs are an insult to nature. They are an utter insult to nature. And that's a big reason why I would love to see all of them exterminated. It has to happen. It will happen in due time. Because like I said, this truth, this awakening of the masses, it ain't going nowhere. It's only going to get stronger. You know, every single day, almost every report about a dog that surfaces serves as ammunition for anti-dog people, not for pro-dog people. You know, they cannot survive this. Double dog attack leaves woman lying in the road looking like she had been mangled by a hedge cutter. This surfaced a few hours ago. As always, unprovoked, USPS stops delivering mail to an Ohio neighborhood after a postal worker was attacked by a dog. This happened over in Cleveland.
One bad act is having a ripple effect on an entire neighborhood. They are not getting their mail.
No, it's not one bad act, Nicole. This is something that post offices around the country have been talking about for a long time. Try to act like this some lone isolated incident that sparked a ripple effect. What a lie. That's very dishonest. And they've been talking about this for years. The post offices have been saying, hey, control your dogs. And if you can't, we're going to stop delivering to that neighborhood. And what they're doing, they're trying to give birth to anti-dog people. They're basically saying to the community, y'all better put the dog owners in your community in check. You see them allowing their dog to roam through the neighborhood, just understand that could cost you your mail delivery. This should encourage everybody to stay on these dog lovers' necks. Don't let no dog nutter come into your neighborhood and allow their dog to roam around free. Y'all should be putting all kinds of pressure on these people. I mean, even if you were to just call the police from the privacy of your home, get in contact with each other. That way you can all make calls in the same day. And after you all call the police, make sure you have as many photos as possible. And then make sure you all call the dog warden. On top of that, fellas, make sure you go out in the neighborhood armed. This is Ohio. This is an open carry state. Armed. And when you see the dog owner, tell them they better keep their dog under control. A part of the problem is our silence. It's us being weak and afraid. That has to stop. If any change is going to be made, that has to stop.
Delivered after the postal carrier was bitten by a dog, and they won't get it until that dog is gone. All right, Janelle, in the 19 trouble.
Wow. Bravo, USPS. They're saying the dog has to be removed from the community. That sound like man's best friend to you? And this is a policy across the country. Good old Fido, good old Rover. You always bragging, exalting these things, promoting them as man's best friend. I can't tell.
Shooter team working on a solution to this problem.
Paulette Williams has lived here on East 114th in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood her entire life. She really enjoys it, except for this one thing.
He came straight towards me and he was very aggressive.
Let me explain. About a month ago, according to Williams and her neighbors, a pit bull chased a postal carrier down the street, and things got ugly.
The guy came and grabbed it. He had to choke the dog. To grab him off the mailman because the mailman was hollering, come get your dog, come get your dog.
Neighbors tell me this isn't the first time that dog has bitten someone on this street. This is the first time, though, that it's impacted everyone who lives here.
I talked to all the post office. They said they can't chance their mailman to come out here to get bit up.
Williams tells 19 News their mail hasn't been delivered since the accident, forcing her and everyone else on East 114th to drive 15 minutes away to a post office on East 55th to pick up their mail. Not a simple task for everyone. You see, Williams doesn't have a car, so she has to find someone to give her a ride.
I just wish somebody would help us. You were recommended for the best, and I've seen everything you have done.
Living up to our reputation, I got to work, emailing the city and USPS. I also called Animal Control to see what could be done about the dog.
Thank you for calling Cleveland Animal Care and Control.
According to the city, charges were filed on September 7th, and the dog was classified as a threat, meaning the owners have certain guidelines to follow for at least the next 2 years.
It was deemed a threat. The dog was deemed a threat. Now, this is the law at work here. And as a result, he had to follow certain guidelines for at least 2 years. What guidelines? Well, he has to get a sign that says beware of dogs. He has to get a new fence. All this goofy stuff that does not make anyone any safer. It is the wild, wild west out here, people. And we have to be cowboys. I'm telling you, we have to do things that we previously never have done. Take photos, make the phone calls, write the letters, write the governors, vote in favor of these bans, against the removal of the bans. We have to get involved. Now, we are involved. I don't want to discredit our efforts. We've done a lot so far. To only have operated on the internet, we've already had influence. But this is just the beginning.
As for USPS, they say until they deem it safe, they won't be delivering mail to Williams or any of her neighbors.
Please let us get out.
Wow. You talk about a good reason to despise a neighbor. Cause the whole block to have to drive to get their mail. That is crazy.
On the east side of Cleveland, I'm Aria.
No, man. No, man. This is the perfect environment to give birth to anti-dog people, to a crusade. I'm not doing nothing unconventional. What I'm doing is constitutional. What we're doing is constitutional. Right? We're rallying against unlawful activity. Endangering the general public is an unlawful activity. And it's a shame that laws enable and encourage these dog owners to endanger communities. Now, I shared this on Twitter. I retweeted this. And this article surfaced today. In another dog attack, pit bull bites cow. Okay. Now, this has gone viral, from what I understand. Okay, so this mutt is latched onto the snout of a cow. And after they pull the dog off of the cow, the man uses this stick and smacks the dog in the face. But what I want to bring your attention to is the fact that these things attack for sport. What did that pit bull plan on doing with the cow? It didn't plan on eating the cow. It wasn't attacking the cow in self-defense. They never do. They always see livestock dart towards them and attack. And once they kill, they look for another animal to kill. So you have the behavior of these things that are unlike any other animal on earth. Something that kills for sport, just to kill. Specifically bully breeds. They were bred to do this. To kill, just to kill. And you want to tell me that we have to wait until one of them attacks before they're deemed dangerous? Don't insult us. Don't insult us with these goofy laws. Let me share this just in case someone has not seen it. That is so disrespectful and insulting. Well, it has to attack someone first. Only then can we say it's dangerous. Wow. Shout out to Lala in the super chat. Big shout out to Lala. Said media evidence warrants legal extermination. Absolutely. What's the holdup? This is what I'm saying. What are we waiting for? I mean, really? Attacks, fatal, non-fatal, occur on a daily basis. What are we waiting for? Y'all want to scare us with all this other stuff. Why aren't we talking about this? So I said, we got to wake people up, man. This is a threat right underneath our noses. And everybody's playing dumb. This surfaced yesterday. Some 69-year-old man, 79-year-old man was out jogging. This man nearly 80 years old in good enough health to jog. Well, to the senior citizens who are in excellent shape, I mean, when you hit 80, there's a good chance you're going to live to be over 100. You're at risk. Many senior citizens are killed by dogs out jogging. The world is not safe. It's not that kind of world where you can just run around and jog, especially if you're jogging. You can't be unarmed. You have to treat your community like a war zone because our laws have turned our communities into war zones. This is all about responding to a crisis. It's not us conjuring up some type of issue that doesn't exist. Unbelievable. Dogs will always be a threat to everyone. And if we're going to neutralize a threat, it has to be done by exterminating at least bully breeds, at the very least. But if you want to be efficient, all large dogs, and that's just for safety reasons. When you want to get into health reasons, exterminate every last one of them. I don't care if they are as small as a thimble. These things are too nasty to infest our communities and especially our homes the way that they are. Rest assured, they are a huge factor in the spreading of diseases. This is an undeniable fact. And we don't know how extensive that is and won't know until we've gotten rid of these disgusting things. Big shout out to everybody who's able to join me for the 40th installment of Random Dog Nuttery. It feels like we've just gotten started with this Nuttery series. It doesn't even feel like I've been doing it for that long. Like 40 went by fast. Doesn't it feel like that? I mean, this is truly crazy. No matter what, are y'all not listening? We're here, we're making noise. If not over here, you're not following Dog Free, Ban Pit Bulls, Pit Bull Victim Awareness. You're not subscribed to Pit Bull Victim Awareness. What are these people doing? Law enforcement, lawmakers, how long do they think they can ignore us? We're going to keep making noise. They can ignore us all they want. The general public, we're going to have their attention, if nothing else. And you're going to be forced to acknowledge us and deal with the problems that exist that we're pointing out. So big shout out to everyone. I hope you have a marvelous weekend here. And I will definitely be back here and in the members area throughout the weekend, and I hope you're all able to join me as we continue with this crusade.